It didn't take long for the NRA to fire back at Florida's new gun legislation. Shortly after Governor Rick Scott signed the Douglas High School Safety Act, the NRA hit the state with a federal lawsuit. The bill raises the minimum purchase age for any firearm from 18 to 21. It also extends a 3-day waiting period for handgun sales to all guns and bans the sale of bump stocks. Now, the new age restriction is a portion of the bill the NRA, that's what they have a problem with. They're calling it a blanket ban that violates the constitutional rights of thousands of responsible, law-abiding Florida citizens. Their lawsuit says that the law violates the Second and 14th Amendments.
Brendan Beery is a constitutional law professor at Cooley Law School. Thank you for coming by to break this down for us.
Happy to be here.
Does the NRA even have a good argument here?
There are 4 claims in this complaint that they have filed, and it looks to me like 3 of them are going to be dismissed. They probably won't even survive that motion to dismiss phase of the lawsuit. First of all, there are 2 gender discrimination claims in the complaint, and they're making a constitutional claim that there's gender discrimination in violation of the Equal Protection Clause. I'm not going to get too in the weeds, but that would require them to show an actual intent on the part of the Florida legislature to discriminate against women. They're saying that because most shooters are men, that this is unfair. The problem is unfair is not a legal argument. They have to show intent to discriminate, and they have not even alleged that in their complaint. So those claims are probably going to be dismissed. Then they have an age discrimination, or what appears to be an age discrimination complaint, also under the Equal Protection Clause. The problem with that is that age is not called a protected or a suspect class under the Equal Protection Clause. So that claim really doesn't get them where they want to go either. The claim that really has a little bit of merit to it, and I think a court might really dig its teeth into, is the claim that this is a blanket ban, which is no good under the Second Amendment. The big Supreme Court case in the Second Amendment realm is called Heller, and Heller breaks down this way. They said blanket bans we don't want to see, but conditions and qualifications for purchasing are okay. So that's your argument. The NRA is going to be arguing that this is a blanket ban because it bans all people who are 18 to 21. Whereas Florida is going to say, no, it's just a condition or qualification for purchasing a gun, which under Heller is okay. And whoever wins that fight is going to win the lawsuit.
So that's going to be the part of it that we really need to watch with this lawsuit moving forward.
That's correct. Is it a blanket ban? If it is, the NRA wins. If it's just a qualification, if it is, Florida wins.
And what does that mean for the law then moving forward?
Well, if the court were to side with the NRA, it would mean that the age restriction part of the law would be struck down. The rest of the law, the NRA is not challenging. So that's the only part that's under review. And again, if Florida wins, then that law stands. And if the NRA wins, then that law is not enforceable anymore.
All right. Thank you so much for coming by and breaking this down for us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.